Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of our Synergistic CX podcast here on the CX channel, where CX professionals converge. I'm Erik Brooks, VP at Research Metrics and part of the core team here at the CX channel. This is our very first 2025 episode. We're in January right now, and we're excited to bring you the second season of our podcast. Reflecting back on 2024, we're incredibly proud of what we've done so far, and we're really grateful for all the amazing support from everyone in the community. This year, we actually aim to have an even greater impact on driving customer experience excellence across many different industries. Joining me today are Emil and Chris Oliveira, who are fellow members of the CX Channel team. We're thrilled today to welcome a special guest. He's an expert in customer experience with operations spanning 15 countries, Nabil Rizkallah, founder and CEO of GWR Consulting. Nabil, it is fantastic to have you with us. You're currently in Dubai, as I understand it. Could you share, please, a little bit of information about yourself and also your work at GWR?
Yes, I am in Dubai. I call Dubai home. I'm a founder and manager of GWR Consulting. GWR originally is a Lebanese company, but we are now based in Dubai. We have offices in Dubai and Beirut and Cairo and Lisbon and now Riyadh. This year we opened in KSA. And we serve actually all the region and some European countries. We vary, but about 16, 17 countries we operate in. We specialize in customer service management or customer experience management, particularly mystery shopping, voice of the customer surveys, and Google reviews analysis for the customers.
Fantastic. So moving into our content for today, we'll be exploring our latest industry study using our aspect-based sentiment analysis methodology. Over the past year, we've analyzed thousands of online reviews across a wide range of industries. We've done pubs and taverns, we've done flower shops and bakeries, fragrance stores, several other different industries. And in this episode, we're focusing on a different customer journey, the car rental industry. So this is our theme this episode, the keys to excellence. While the car itself is a tangible product, the business of car rentals is predominantly service-oriented, and it relies very heavily on the customer experience and the customer interactions across numerous touch points throughout the journey. A lot of times, customers will touch these touch points when things are going right. They'll also rely on these businesses when things are going wrong, like they need roadside assistance or have insurance issues or something like that. So we'll review the key findings from our online rating study. We'll break down the marketing mix and examine the customer journey map. We'll also highlight the crucial moments of truth and discuss how car rental businesses can implement valuable insights using different CX methodologies. At the end of the episode, we'll have a conversation with our special guest, Nabil, and he will share with us how he's leveraging AI to enhance his research and consulting work and also helping his clients to create memorable customer experiences. In particular, he'll be diving into a little bit of detail with respect to mystery shopping programs and targeted training around that. As always, you can get an even more in-depth look at the car rental study that we've done by downloading this month's Synergistic CX magazine for free directly from our website at cx-channel.com. Emil, will you walk us through our industry study?
Absolutely. So let's start with some highlights before we dive into the actual results of the industry study and explore the customer journey and the marketing mix. We will start with the industry study sample. And what we have prepared for today is a relatively balanced sample between EMEA, Americas, and APAC, Asia Pacific. So the sample is the set of places chosen for the study. And in this particular study, the parameters of the sample are we explored close to 1,500 places or establishments that rent out cars. The confidence rate of this study is 99.5%, and the margin of error is 2.5%. Moving on to the first metric, the star ratings. The star rating is a system where customers use 1 through 5 stars to express their perception about the service received. And in this case, we see that there is a notable divergence between the 5-star ratings. And what we see here is that EMEA as a region stands out with a much higher average distribution in the 5-star ratings, whereas Americas on the other side stands out with the highest distribution in the 1-star rating. So compared to the other industry studies that we have done, the regional divergences that we have seen is not that great. So this is really the first micro industry that we see a notable regional divergence and a very notable bias between EMEA and Americas. Moving on to the critical review response time, CRRT, it's a key KPI indicating how quickly or how rapidly or how timely businesses respond to what we refer to as critical reviews. These are the reviews that are scored with 1 or 2 stars from customers, and addressing negative reviews promptly can significantly enhance customer satisfaction. So what we see in this study is that nearly 50% of dissatisfied customers never received a response. But this is significantly higher than any of the results that we have obtained with the previous studies. And it is not just significantly higher, it is multiple times higher compared to the best result that we have seen so far. And if we dive deeper and this means looking at the smaller pie charts where we break down the critical review response time KPI by region, we can see that between Americas and APAC, there is a wide divergence, with Americas scoring close to 60% in the green with the critical review response time, whereas APAC barely touches 30%. So just to explain the legend and the colors here, green is any response given within 24 hours of posting the review. Fair is a response given by the brand to the customer within 72 hours. Critical is any response later than 72 hours. And obviously, we have also not responded. So what I can summarize from the charts here is that as far as car rentals as a micro industry is concerned, we see comparatively much better performance on the critical review response time and very high divergence on a regional level, specifically between Americas and APAC. Now, taking that one level deeper and looking at the reviews with comments versus rating only reviews, it's clearly easier for the brands to respond to comments than to respond to 1 or 2 star ratings that do not have comments. And this is visible here. Reviews with comments on average receive much higher response rate, close to 50%, compared to 30% for the rating only reviews. And taking that a step further, we still can see that the regional divergence is pertinent here as well. That's not a surprise given the wide divergence between Americas and APAC. So as a summary, what we can state here is that as far as critical review response time is concerned, the car rentals micro industry performs much better than any of the other micro industries that we have reviewed so far on previous podcasts. And still, it is quite surprising to see a wide divergence in the results between Americas and APAC. This is also something that we have not seen on any of the previous studies that we have done. So Nabil, I'll formulate this as a question for you. In your experience, what are the factors that you can highlight that may be driving that wide divergence?
I think when we look at the Americas and then Europe, which is in the middle in the results, and then APAC, you have to take cultural norms into account. I mean, you have a culture where they are direct and they might say their opinion, and then the client, that means the company, would possibly also reply with a direct answer. And you have cultures where you might not want to have a direct confrontation with the customer. It means being direct would be regarded as being confrontational. So there might be an avoidance in replying, which would also might show a little bit of hesitance. In addition, I think in the Americas, and that's just an opinion, not data, they went after reviews much earlier than the rest of the world. So if you go from the Americas, then to Europe, then to even the Middle East, and then APAC, they started going after reviews and handling them from Americas first and then the rest of the world. So we're just getting into the habits and the tools to handle reviews in that part of the world.
Thank you. It's still quite interesting, given that on average, when we talk about critical review response time in the past, the not answered, again, on average, are 90%. And from 90%, we go down to a little bit above 30% here in Americas, which to me is surprising, but still, it's quite interesting result.
It'll be interesting soon, I think, to see another, maybe in a year, to do the study again and see if there is a change in the data as the culture starts to accept the reviews as a critical part of their business.
And this takes us to the car rentals marketing mix. In this section of the podcast, we're going to explore in depth the customer thoughts and feelings and perceptions in the context of the marketing mix of the brands. We are first going to focus on the marketing mix elements. This is a deep dive into what do customers talk or care about. And in order to do that, we are going to use the 7P marketing mix, which is the extension of the standard 4P marketing mix. In this specific case, insights from customers, customer reviews reveal a significant emphasis on people, product, and process, which together amount to nearly 80% of all the analyzed aspects. And this underscores the criticality of focusing and understanding these three elements of the marketing mix in detail. And in order to do that, we are going to add the marketing mix element features, which is the next level after the elements. And here we actually do a deep dive into what are the 5 most prevalent areas with regards to the details that customers prioritize. And what we can see here that in the people element, the 2 most significant features are related to the rental agent. And as we can see, these are both the highest ranking with regards to in people. These are the 2 highest ranking details, the attitude and the expertise, with the attitude scoring 30% prevalence in terms of overall mentions in the marketing mix, which is quite high by itself. Next, in the product section, the most prevalent detail is the quality of the product and service. And then we see that the checkout process and the clear pricing, averaging around 5% of the mentions in marketing mix, take position 4 and 5 with regards to what customers prioritize. So again, together and as visible on the chart, we can see that the attitude of the representative combined with the quality of the product and the service single-handedly, actually both of those take together close to 45% of the conversation, which shows that customers really focus and prioritize on these two details in the marketing mix delivery. Moving on to the marketing mix experiences. So what we see here is the sentiment of the customers in 5 bands: excellent, fair, attention, and critical in the context of the marketing mix. And what we see here is that the performance in the critical areas of people, product, and process reveals significant challenges, with over 30% of reviews highlighting negative experiences. And this is visible in the relatively big red areas on the sunburst chart. Again, I will put this in perspective of previous studies. I don't think that we have seen a study so far in the micro industry where the critical sentiments exceed 20%. So now all of a sudden we see a big jump in the negative sentiment. The situation is even more concerning for price, where around 60% of feedback is categorized as critical. So in summary, these insights indicate substantial opportunities for improvement to address customer experience, the customer experience. And again, these are notably worse than what we are normally used to see in the marketing mix experiences analysis. To round it up, a couple of key takeaways. Respond quickly to negative reviews. Although this micro industry is the best so far, there is still 50% dissatisfied customers that have not received a response. Focus on people, product, and process, especially in the context of the negative experiences that the customers voice in their online reviews. Emphasize the attitude and expertise of rental agents, simply because these shape the vast majority of the experience and infer from what customers talk about. Focus on pricing clarity, and ultimately we need to know, or the brands need to know, the critical areas so that they can focus their attention in those. And in this specific case, around 30% of the feedback in people, product, and process is negative, highlighting big opportunities for improvement.
This is the end of part 1 of our 3-part episode here on the Synergistic CX podcast. In the next segment, we will explore more details of our study about the car rental industry and learn more about its customer journey map and key touch points to drive loyalty. Remember that you can find the details of this study for free on our website, cx-channel.com. And you can also follow the CX channel on LinkedIn or your favorite social media site.